At Milkshake Mass, I found a community that sustained me throughout my Notre Dame journey. My name is Connor Patrick. I am a graduate student in the Mendoza College of Business and an assistant rector serving in Dillon Hall. My sacred story revolves around my undergraduate dorm, Dillon, and specifically our weekly Milkshake Mass. Every Thursday, Dillon hosts a 10 p.m. Mass, and afterward, everyone sticks around for, you guessed it, milkshakes. When I began my first year on campus in the fall of 2019, I lived in a different residence hall. But I remember hearing about the Milkshake Mass, and one Thursday night, I decided to check it out. Dillon was undergoing renovations at the time, but the Dillon community continued to host the Mass in its temporary residence in Balmer Hall. I was greeted warmly right away, but the chapel was very crowded, so I stood in the back to sing with the choir. Shortly before Mass started, a tambourine was thrust into my hands, and I was asked to play. Praying at Mass with people from all across campus was very moving for me, and it was just the beginning of my participation in the Dillon Hall community. A few months later, I applied to transfer to Dillon and room with a friend of mine from back home. But then, all of a sudden, our lives were upended by the spread of COVID-19. During spring break of that year, Notre Dame and universities across the world shut down all in-person learning and activities. Those were difficult times, but it was comforting to watch and to pray along with the virtual Milkshake Mass, celebrated by Father Paul Doyle and Father Joe Corpora, and live streamed by the Notre Dame Alumni Association and campus ministry. These virtual liturgies reminded me of being crowded together in person at Milkshake Mass, and gave me hope that we would one day be back together with each other in person. And now, as a graduate student serving on hall staff in Dillon, it is an honor to welcome students to Milkshake Mass through our front door each week. There is something special about being in each other's presence, with students from dorms all across campus, as well as students from St. Mary's and Holy Cross, and the sharing of Jesus' true body and true blood in the Eucharist together. During Advent, we are asked to quiet our minds and our hearts and recall God's presence among us. Just like the Mass in Dillon Hall that sustained me throughout my time at Notre Dame, I know that in those moments of prayer, gathered together with family and friends, no matter what is going on in the world, all will be well.